Hey everyone, Denise Zack, Life Coach here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the mindful strategies that I put on social media this week and that I shared in an email to all of the wonderful people that are connected with me. It's important to pay attention to your well-being on a day-to-day basis. Mindfulness helps to decrease anxiety. It helps to increase focus and attention. It helps to activate a part of the brain that's responsible for calming us down. This is why I share the information. I practice it every day. I wouldn't share it with you if it didn't work for me and if I didn't do it on a regular basis. So there were 6 things I shared with you on social media this week. The first one is breathe. And I like to think of this in a couple of different ways. 1, pay attention to the quality of your breath throughout your day. We tend to hold our breath when we're upset. We tend to breathe more shallowly when we're stressed, and that reduces the amount of oxygen flowing through our system, which impacts the way our brain operates, which can actually increase stress and anxiety. So pay attention to the quality of your breath. Breathe from the belly. Really fill up the lungs and exhale. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Find different breathing techniques that help you. There's many different ways to do it, but just paying attention to the quality of your breath throughout your day can be very helpful. The other benefit of taking time to actually do a number of breaths in a row, nice deep breath, is because it stops you from the hamster wheel of overthinking and overdoing and running throughout your day. And so taking the time to stop and take some deep breaths can be incredibly powerful and incredibly relaxing to activate that part of the brain responsible for calming us down, because you're connecting mind with your breath, with your body. It's a perfect combination. The next thing is meditate. There are different kinds of meditation. I know a lot of you say it doesn't work for me. I can't calm down. I can't stop thinking. I get too stressed. There are so many different kinds of meditation for you to try. So if silent meditation isn't for you, do a guided imagery. If that doesn't work, try music meditation. If that doesn't work, try a mantra meditation or a walking meditation or yoga, because that's meditative, or Tai Chi. Search different types of meditation and just do it for a few minutes a day to start off and see if that makes any difference. Studies have shown that if you can do just 20 minutes a day, you can actually increase your performance and reduce your anxiety in just 4 short days. So I would encourage you to start off with 5 minutes a day, see how that works, try to increase over time. I promise you, if you can do it, it should make some difference. If not immediately, over time, it'll work. The other thing I talk about is being non-judgmental, or bringing an attitude of non-judgment to your life. The stories we create in our heads, the judgments that we have around the bad things that are happening in our lives, are what create our distress. There are challenges that we have. Pain is inevitable. Our suffering is optional. And that suffering comes from our judgment and how we look at situations. So my suggestion to you is, when something bad happens, instead of judging it and telling a really negative story about it, try to let go of what you don't have control over and try to think about what you do have control over, what you can do in this moment in a non-judgmental way to move forward and free yourself of the negativity that comes with judging everything around us all the time. We know what happens when people are judging constantly. There's lots of conflict and an unnecessary stress and distress in our world as a result of it. The next thing that I talk about is gratitude. We cannot be angry and grateful at the same time. We cannot be anxious and grateful at the same time. So when you notice that you're stressed, take a step back and just think of 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment. And even if you're angry with someone in your life, try to think about 3 things that you're grateful for of that person, about that person, with that person. That might help to dissipate some of that anger that you might feel. Sometimes anger is warranted, but how we express it is really, really important. And finding things that you're grateful for can help to eliminate some unnecessary anger around situations and people that we're dealing with. Plus, it just feels good. The next thing is compassion. And obviously, compassion is when we can be empathetic towards other people and seek out that kind of connection that I too suffer just as they're suffering. or I can understand what they're going through. That mirror nerve that we have in our brain that allows us to connect with other people on an emotional level. Having compassion, knowing that even if you have to deliver a negative message, if you do it compassionately, you're more likely to feel better about the discussion, and the other person is much less likely to feel negative or defensive as a result of it. You can be direct, but you can be compassionate at the same time and not bite when you speak. Take the daggers out of what you're talking about so that the other person doesn't feel attacked or as if they need to fight back. And finally, being reflective, thinking before you speak. If this is something negative that happened, our sometimes automatic reaction is to just fire back. I'm asking you to stop, insert some mindful thinking before you actually get to that automatic response, and really think about, do I really want to respond in this way? Can I take a step back and think about the situation a little bit more before I overreact or say something that I'm going to regret later? I'm thinking if you can practice some of these, if you can practice all of them, wonderful. Start with a few, see what works best for you. And I'd love to hear your comments about how it worked for you. Comment on this video or on Instagram or TikTok, and let me know if it worked for you. Thanks, and have a great day. I'll see you next time.